The Truth Hurts, Part 2, a Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction. If you have not heard the first part of this story, you can find a link to it in the description box below. A special thanks goes out to Elephants on Tumblr for the use of her art in this video. You can find a link to her account in the description box below. Every now and then, Adrien would take his suit on a joyride around Paris, watching the city bustle with life. He usually made his way to the roof of Notre Dame, his home away from home. He identified with the story of the hunchback who rang the bells inside, a citizen of Paris who served his city, yet no one ever knew his face. Tonight was calmer than most. At 10 p.m. on a Tuesday, the nightlife had barely begun. Chat Noir sitting there, alone, was a sight to behold, a beautiful aesthetic worthy of a Renaissance painting. The melancholy look he wore would be a mere bonus to whatever photographer or painter who had the good fortune of coming across him in that moment. "What are you doing out so late?" Chat Noir looked up to see Ladybug plopping down next to him. Not that there were many others who could get to the roof of Notre Dame. "Ladybug," he said, his voice worn from the crying he had done a few hours before. "The Ladybug said you were last seen here, so I figured I should stop by to say hi." "I see. We spend so much time together, but none of it is quality time. It's a shame, really." "Okay." "Chat, is everything okay?" "Everything's fine." "Are you sure? You're usually a lot more chatty than this."
"Am I?"
"Yes."
"Ah."
"Seriously, Chat? What's wrong?"
"I said I'm fine!"
he spat, a little more aggression in his voice than he had planned on. "Okay," Ladybug whispered, taken aback at his tone of voice. He had never once raised his voice at her. They sat together in silence for the next hour, Chat Noir battling feelings of frustration, broken trust, and his latest friend, guilt, while Ladybug worried about her companion.
"You should go,"
Chat said, breaking the silence. "Chat." She reached out to touch him, and he flinched away.
"You're a student, right? Go do your homework."
She sat there, stunned for another moment before quietly zipping away, leaving Paris's distraught superhero to his own thoughts. He felt bad for exploding at her, of course, but he would worry about that later. For now, he wanted to pout, like a 5-year-old child whose mother wouldn't let him eat a second pack of fruit snacks. He was tempted to detransform there. It was approaching midnight, and he wondered if anyone would notice. For the first time since he became Chat Noir, he felt alone. He wasn't Paris's hero. He was just a boy wearing a mask, staying out past his curfew. Would anyone notice him if he took off the mask? What was his Chat Noir persona for if he couldn't convince the one girl he loved to trust him? He sighed and laid back on the roof, wishing he could stay there forever, free of responsibilities. In the end, he was just a teenager with teenage problems. He often wondered if the Chat Noirs of the past had felt this way. Did Ladybug tell them personally, or did they find out by accident? Did they find out each other's identities at all? He sighed and sat back up. Perhaps this was a good thing. He could find out what Ladybug thought of Adrien while he was Chat Noir, and what Marinette thought of Chat Noir while he was Adrien. "I'll apologize to her tomorrow," he thought, pulling himself together. He had moped long enough, and it was time to go home. Thank you so much for listening. Part 3 will be coming out shortly. In the meantime, you can check out more Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction with the playlist below. I'll catch you next time.